boss so any assassin and I'm a millionaire so etias and anopay never my body in your coupon yet me sorry yet make a kind of home yet me caught yet me bar Bimonam kwaso moko nyuma so bi mu nyuma mo wotie GN radio na no pay bi so ofie wan ko ba bia yina en kamu ne fa na asem ma twebia ponto trobo nsu kwame basa yi adamu a otonsuo na opa wia Ebusiafo ohwe obreno sabre ewo UK nongotwe abapon sima dunsia pepepe ena aropei ene enso eye April bosomeno nida etoso dumienu ewonfie apem fiempiemienu ene dubako emo 16 minutes gone past 8 a.m. today marks the 12th day of April 2021. If you're celebrating your birthday today, maybe not today, this week, this month, let me take this opportunity to wish you a warmly happy birthday. May live to be 94.3, 99, 100 and over. May the good Lord bless you and guide you for the rest of your entire life. And this month is my month. So you see, April Musea, Ayana Menia Jisan say, man to be say more years back and me mama and so edeme eba we are say on the 27th April and you see April mu say dia na eyene dia sa April na mu nso and Yesu Kristo odi ni moja ebo afrema adasa wuye na ne nansa so osan sorry nti April bosomi no eye bosomi a eye enigye bosomi mi gidi se bosomi we mu nso twedi aponyankopon ebie kwan ahoro na enso ade amao. Welcome, very good morning once again and welcome to GN Radio UK. This happens to be GN AM show with me, Dr Minox. We got a lot more for you this morning and we are here to serve you and not just serving you, we are serving you better this morning. Enti anopay baby I will be around me and say Emwa Kwaba. Nema mi hu baby I will tell you free. Your WhatsApp line or that's why 0778 793 9958 0778 793 9958 and on Facebook GN Radio UK on Facebook. You can watch us live there. Please, when you come, do well and say the feed for us, for others to also join us this morning. And then also you can go straight to YouTube, so your digital TV and other stuff on you can join us on YouTube. It's still GN Radio UK on YouTube. And please, when you come on YouTube, do well and subscribe for us and share the feed also for us on YouTube. It's still GN Radio UK on YouTube. We got a lot more for you today, and we are here to serve you from now till 11. Then we say bye-bye to you and not bye-bye to the radio, so because other programs, our other great programs will also continue today for you wherever you find yourself. For we are here this morning to inform you, to entertain you, and then also to educate you, and you also educate us as well. And say, your WhatsApp line is 0778 793 9958 078 0778 793 9958. Ntino arapay on subetimi a join ye yebewura efie ensensemu kakra yebekọ Ghana ni akohede ekoso ewo hosanso ena UK nyina no yera so emone ye papa ye nana yade nyina ye Prince Philip ye honsem kakra enso bebro anopai ewo dwumedi no enso so the next stories na eba no mame box so kakra bi encho efie nsem no ensem ahodo a eneno akoye ensema I just said asafim na yeah papa Prince Philip ne gun salute no ye de honsem kakra ebebro sanso ena ye be wuramu na ne life so ye be wura ho na ye de nsem kakra so every ho e de abro sanso ena ye be wuramu Nigeria ohwe Nigeria police officers awodo a ye ku omo and is something else. So Nigeria killing the killing of police officers and vandalizing across the country. Monitor on TVC News. Yet Honsem Sukakra. And so, Ebebro Sanso and Tanzania, and so, and Uganda, and so I'm ready together coming up with a big project here. And Asem Katarina, and it's one more ever say Uganda and Tanzania emerging at the longest heated crude oil pipeline be Abba, and also. Yede ehonsem bro, Her Excellency Samia Suluhu Hassan, the president of Tanzania, ekasai ewujmedi na say ye monitor yede ehonsem bro sanso, and His Excellency Yoweri Museveni, he's the president of Uganda, so edi ensem kwakwa enso etudwa numuno ka on security ho asem na no yede ehonsem bro, and so ene anopay on the show now oborem e Ghana enso Honorable Henry Quay and Greater Accra Regional Minister will lead the congestion beer. Nina no Accra we have pavement so amount for a pavement not just almost but almost signed the containers as I see will lead the congestion am I drilling now and so egwa honsem and so bebro sansom and a remo honorable or say chairman sabunsu one and majority leader in Parliament of Ghana one also in Sembi Baba 2 say NPP amanyokuno that's the New Patriotic Party say a leader and I say obi amana a flag bearer mayenyi akanni Nanona Ekobi ewa northern region northern region of Ghana and so the almost semaba mountain so says answer opening the kind almost engine to me honsem and so bro and moving on to the next story family be last Friday term family be Echo Suhum Government Hospital. Na Suhum Government Hospital, omo ko akoyi omo body. Aye omo papa wa free mo body. Na aja amamreni amane akwaso omo akokra na. Ye koya body no any much ho. Body naira yare honsam and so ebra sansom and I ekokopie and so ewo adanse praso nso a gang bi Utah ewo adanse praso and in important ho and other communities ebemben adanse praso no omo gang sa omo do omo say nubonim like drugs and other stuff no and you may be akoso ama sabre amena wo kasai nipa be 19 ena yede sekan etwetwa bimo ebimo prepra ebimo so adwane yede honsam enso bebro ene anopay sanso ena say Ghana I don't even know what is going on Ghana semwa na asefem na uye youth na oyam kura esese ede ema on my Ghana SHS2 student enso so lebra bia oye adwuma or the second I will want I'm a libra no and so every move DSP Paul Ankana or a police commander a certificate north and the south and so in seven chemu by and hon some air bro sanso and they were free mono the SHS2 student and this kind our one am a free no on also uncle Ora Saidu you know the encomo you know some bro sanso and assembly member on also so a summon Chrono a case ni see ankasa no emuno assembly member no so the ensem kakra enso tudwa anopay yedin nyina ebebro e wo show no esomare fee say GN Radio UK. Very good morning to Mr. Kwabena Ochre. Boss, my feel pa. Very good morning to you. You're watching us live on Facebook. Thank you so much. One of our big boon pa. And so I don't know. I'll pay oh hey Jumedi no na na de me de kra na say owura kwabna otre osan and then the contributions and so ba ma no kama pa enye asem ketwa ebusafo GN Radio UK ena waso gusua wutie ene anopay na maminchia DJ Darling J Papa J no obo adwuma baby Papa J wo bia no anopay mame enchia na menchia aye producer ba ko pe producer 1 aye DJ Big Joe baby I will be an pay mami enchia na yenchia GN Radio family ni na yenchia obi bia so na Reverend Dr Henry Fifi Baini ono na New Waves Chapel and so oda ano Pastor Michano pay Prophetess Portia Baini prophetess and so a pastor and as a Reverend Dr Henry Baini in Hokani also prophetess mami enchia ene no pay na menkasi nyakopon and so in shroud ebuso for yen sebre yenwamo na ya papa ya die nyina Prince Philip yante asempa that was Friday etwemwin yante asem de nyina ene se ye papai na ne ho emfa no nyina ne ho nsem eba tu dwa e waka safiri so bra woko hospital ne ka ho nyina ne ho nsem enso eba tu dwa last Friday ye papa every am say we are see the whole world obia enso eka and also asem the front page of Metro this morning there were some most popular free newspaper as they always claim it's saying something so gentle. Duke's death was just like someone took him by the hand and off he went. So they are saying our grandfather, our father, our everything death was just like someone took him by the hand and off he went. They explain further. We will go there very soon. All right, let me take the first part. It says the Duke of Edinburgh final moment was so gentle and very peaceful. His daughter-in-law has revealed as if someone took him by the hand and off he went. So that's a Sophie. Yeah, so we will dig deep on that one this morning. But this morning, let's go straight now. Yeah, Papa, Yanana Yadina, Prince Philip, Yenko na ne honsem kakra, Yenko enko ti ne honsem kakra, and so Emra Yamonita, and so ewo adapt platform no, and so esunti say and pay and also ABC Ako. Okay, my mom home na me sign. And shall be my say Mr. Kwabna Otre me also was saying and so the message about Nyakopon in shop nyizo na unua oba odi nyina na ne ho enhyera emfa ne kakra ja nti na e wo se yakwaye ye ho aduru kakra by right now I'm back fully fit pa fully fit I'm back fully fit pa anti I'm back pa anti ye boy adwuma so yaba ye bo adwuma yang so encha ebusiafo me ho se messages no ebi egusu a beba messages ni bi sugusu a beba anopay me kan message ni na enso so de amamo enso so ewo akasafiri ne mom me ba cho oba Facebook na wahye enso so de amaye na bibianso etimi aye kama pa na bibianso etimi akoso awo ehonum nakopon hwamone modo eni akwan a mofa so esi share nioma ene ne kaka ho de ka ne se yedamase nyakopon ensu enhwamo na bibia so intimi enso enye kama emfa mamo ti ye boy homoden anopai na ye de ye wo ho bia nso atwaso de amamo anopai ye se Facebook no yebinya live feed no na ye di enso atumo de amamo anopai nti ye boy homoden na anopai ye di enso atumo di amamo so anopai ewo ahanum ti abusa for yan sebre kwa yan sebre very quick one me say producers ebo homoden di Prince Philip and so so atoso e ho no bia me won say aflase me so nti yenko na the lifestyle no yenko enkoti kakra emra still live on GN radio we GN AM show with Dr Minox yenti kakra mra.
Always by the Queen's side.
Tolerance is the one essential ingredient of any happy marriage.
Prince Philip was a devoted consort and father.
I am so happy. My future husband is by my side.
He was a fun parent to have around and very conscious of
This is GN Radio UK.
Shaping his own legacy through his charity work.
5,000 quid, which will go a long way to help a great many families.
I think we better get on with the celebrations now. Thank you very much.
His straight-talking manner.
Do I look ill?
And commitment to his country. Embodying the values of the wartime generation. Born in Corfu in 1921, Prince Philip of Greece and Denmark was welcomed into a world of title and privilege. But when he was still a baby, his family were forced to flee their home. A military coup meant it was no longer safe to stay in Greece.
When the family were on board this boat, that the sailors looked at the infant Prince Philip, who was only 18 months old at the time, and decided that the best place for him would be this orange crate from which they fashioned a sort of crib, and there he slept during the journey.
Effectively homeless, they eventually made their way to Paris. While money was tight, it was a happy time for Philip, surrounded by his parents and sisters. It wouldn't last. When he was 8, his mother was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia.
His mother was then tragically confined to what was called in those days an asylum for the mentally disturbed. It was the more tragic because Philip was not told what had happened to his mother. She just vanished from his life.
I mean, it's difficult for me to imagine how on earth he coped with the sort of family life that he had. And I think he hugely valued the family life and people coming together and being there for each other.
With his parents separated, he moved around boarding schools in Britain, eventually settling at Gordonston in Scotland.
It turned him into the entirely reliable person that he was. I mean, he learnt very early that he had to really stand on his own 2 feet.
As soon as he left school, a career in the Navy was calling. It was while training at Dartmouth Naval College another chapter of his life would open. During a royal visit, he was asked to escort King George VI, his wife and 2 daughters, including Princess Elizabeth.
I think her heart was lost then. I mean, he was a godlike good-looking.
He must have been about 18, I think. I don't suppose that he fell in love with her. I'm sure he would have very much enjoyed her company and thought she was a rather unusual child for her age. I think it wasn't long before it developed into something rather different.
6 weeks after that visit, Britain would go to war. Philip was first sent to the Indian Ocean and then the Mediterranean, where he'd serve on HMS Valiant. His efforts during the Battle of Cape Matapan against the Italian ships was mentioned in dispatches. Like so many, Elizabeth and Philip would stay in touch during the war by writing letters.
There was quite a lot of correspondence went on, and they probably managed to meet occasionally.
He was a bachelor. Again, remember, this is wartime, and you don't know whether you're going to get blown out of the sea the next morning. Adds a certain sort of frisson to the whole of life.
Fixed for November the 20th, Lieutenant Mountbatten returns to the Naval Training Centre at...
As conflict came to an end, not everyone was happy about Elizabeth's continuing infatuation, most notably her parents.
Queen Elizabeth, I think, wasn't quite sure about this good-looking young man. Also, where was his family? Where'd he gone to school? What was this place, Gordonston? Nobody'd heard of it. Prince Philip had joined the Royal Navy. Very good, mentioned in dispatches. It's not the Brigade of Guards, is it?
But in 1947, their engagement was announced.
To the famous balcony came the bride and bridegroom.
In the gloom of post-war Britain, the wedding was a cause for celebration. The Duke of Edinburgh and his Duchess soon settled into married life. Their first two children, Charles and then Anne, were born.
He was a fun parent to have around and very conscious of spending time with the children when he could. But the more you've known about him and his life, I think the more impressed and the more proud I become of what not only he achieved as an individual, but how he translated that into the rest of his life. And that is an example which I would hope to be able to follow.
Philip continued to rise through the Navy. He was posted in Malta, where his wife would visit, a chance for them to spend time together as a couple.
They're taking the places of the King and Queen who would have gone but for His Majesty's illness.
In 1952, as they were beginning a tour of the Commonwealth, everything changed.
To the stunned heart of London and to the whole Commonwealth came the tragic news from Sandringham of the passing of a beloved sovereign, King George VI.
Princess Elizabeth and Prince Philip were in such a remote place in a hunting lodge in Kenya. It was difficult to contact them.
The word came through. It was given initially to the Duke of Edinburgh. Of course, he immediately went to tell his young wife the news that her father, her much-loved father, had died.
A year later came the coronation. His wife was now queen. He was her consort.
Next, the Duke of Edinburgh, preceding the other royal dukes.
She understood the limitations that he willingly took on in his life as a very masculine man, being always one step behind his wife.
And there was no disguising his obvious pleasure at being back amongst his former shipmates.
With his wife settling into her new role, he was forced to give up his career in the Navy. In a rare interview, he talked about how difficult that decision was to make.
I could perfectly well go on with this, with the career. It didn't seem to, and it would have seemed to me would have been of great value to the Queen when she became Queen eventually, to have somebody who was, in a sense, professionally qualified at something and not just traipsing around.
Outwardly dedicated and seemingly compliant, there was, however, the issue of whether his children would take his name. Windsor won out over Mountbatten.
I don't think she quite realised that it was really going to have a very deep effect on Prince Philip. As he said, I must be the only man in the whole country who's not allowed to pass his name on to his children.
Prince Philip would carve out his own path, travelling across the country and around the world promoting his favoured causes. From British industry,
3 out of every 5 gas turbines flying or on order in the entire Western world are British.
To the environment,
There are exciting opportunities to protect some very significant habitats.
And doing his bit to help young people.
This
So I wasn't prepared for this. I think we better get on with the celebrations now.
Out of the 800 charities he supported, the Duke of Edinburgh's award scheme was one of his biggest achievements.
300,000 young people are doing this award at any one time, and what they're getting is this life-changing experience. The Duke's relationship with young people was actually quite a surprising thing. The way in which he engaged with young people when he met with them was extraordinary to see.
Radio UK.
Very active, lots of interest, and constantly encouraged us in all sorts, get involved in all sorts of activities, and that's been, that's the bit that we will always remember.
When his wife needed him for overseas tours, garden parties and the big state occasions, he was for decades a constant by her side.
The main lesson that we've learned is that tolerance is the one essential ingredient of any happy marriage. It may not be quite so important when things are going well, but it is absolutely vital when things get difficult. And you can take it from me that the Queen has the quality of tolerance and abundance.
I think particularly for a woman in a role such as she has, I think it would be a very lonely place to be if she didn't have a life partner the way that she has with Prince Philip. And he's a strong character. He's someone she can lean on. He has his own interests as well as the interests of the Queen as well. He sort of has her back, really.
I don't think he got involved in constitutional issues that he shouldn't have got involved in. But for instance, the Christmas broadcast, which was an ordeal for the Queen, the Duke was probably the most important person who she consulted just on the text and the language.
Out of the public eye, he was also someone his 4 children could turn to.
Lots of different members of the family would always find him a good person, a good sounding board. But it was always done very quietly, and he would never talk to anybody else about his conversations.
The family is very close together, and we do enjoy spending time. School would break up in July, and that would be for me the phony holiday, so we go off and do different things. But my parents really weren't really able to escape until August, and that was always really frustrating because we get to Balmoral in sort of mid-August, and it was great fun. But I was only there for about 2 weeks, and it was off back to school again.
As one by one his children's marriages failed, the 1990s was some of the most testing years. Amid the scandal and divorce proceedings, there was also a fire at Windsor Castle. In 1997, Princess Diana was killed in a car crash. They were criticised for staying in Scotland, keeping the princes away from London. It was hard for the Duke to see his wife under attack.
Take care of the boys, Mum. That's what we've been doing. Sorry? That's what we've been doing.
I know you did.
It was, in fact, Prince Philip who encouraged Prince William to walk behind his mother's coffin.
But it was clear that William didn't want to walk behind the coffin, just felt it would be difficult. And he said to Prince William, "You may regret this if you don't walk in the procession in years to come. You may regret not having been there." And so Prince Philip said, "If I walk, will you walk with me?"
In those difficult years, he had little time for the press.
Are you well, sir?
Well, do I look ill?
In an age of increasing political correctness, Philip at times became as well known for his gaffes as his good work, a reputation he wasn't fond of. An outburst at a Battle of Britain event, just one that made the headlines.
Some of the most famous gaffes. This was probably the 1000th person he was shaking hands with that week. He could see that they were stuck and they didn't quite know what to say next, and he was trying to jolly them along.
Many of those closest to him would argue he was full of fun, helping his wife to modernise the monarchy, making them more accessible.
And sometimes on really rather stiff occasions, the people would be lined up in a ghastly long semicircle, and the Queen would go one way, the Duke would go the other. And you'd hear gales of laughter coming from the Duke's side, and that made things better on the Queen's side as well.
Duke of Edinburgh always notices the little one who's got a flower that he or she wants to give to the Queen. And there are many, many photographs and footage of him picking the child up, taking it over the barrier, and letting the child go and give the flower to the Queen, and then he always notices things like that.
It was following the Diamond Jubilee pageant that he was forced into hospital with a bladder infection. This was the Queen's milestone, but also a reminder of the public's affection for her husband.
Ladies and gentlemen, if we shout loud enough, he might just hear us in hospital.
Around his 90th birthday, he did admit he was slowing down a little.
I mean, can you get Radio 3 on this?
I'm sorry, you're standing down. I'll stand up much.
But it wasn't until he was 96 that he retired from his own programme of royal duties. In retirement, he stayed active. His independent spirit brought into the spotlight when he was involved in a car crash and then spotted driving 48 hours later. Occasionally, in his latter years, he would still appear alongside the Queen for big events and family celebrations.
Radio UK.
In 2020, he made an unexpected public appearance to hand over one of his longest-standing military patronages in the year that he also marked his 99th birthday. It was his marriage that would place Prince Philip at the centre of national life. As well known for his humour as his charity work, a man with a deep sense of duty to his family, his country, and his Queen.
He has quite simply been my strength and stay all these years. And I and his whole family, and this and many other countries, owe him a debt greater than he would ever claim, or we shall ever know.
Right, episode 4 and so the Dukes Prince Philip and so a life and so your monitor yede kakra and so abro anopay yapa echo 99 years t say the whole world obia and so atinka enye asem ketwa kra na very quick one mami ensan enwramu na me say producer bo adwuma e wo ho yehwena yenwramu na gun saluter and also a course so that was a nano adan and so yengremu na yenhwe and also a honsem kakra bi and so emra sisia and so ewo show no and so gun saluter okay I already on gun saluter and also a course so Prince Abra Freeman gun saluter a course no that's a part of the world nene kaka hono say na no so esi etiene ye bedi nkomo pi me basisia
15 seconds. Stand by.
Number 2 gun! Radio UK.
Fire! Shot over.
Countess of Wessex. And the Countess of Wessex, isn't it?
Yeah.
Number 3, 4, 3, 4!
So what we are watching is a coordinated series of gun salutes going on all across the United Kingdom and abroad. I'd like to bring in Jonathan Beale again. Just explain to viewers who are joining us just what we're watching.
This is GN Radio UK.
So we're seeing right across the country this 41-gun death gun salute marking the death of the Duke of Edinburgh. And it involves the Royal Navy, who are firing their guns in Portsmouth Dockyard, home of the Royal Navy, and also in Devonport. I think you saw pictures earlier of them wearing their white flashes. They are ceremonial guns, essentially, that they're firing.
This is GN Radio UK.
And we're going to be seeing this once every minute.
Once every minute, so one round fired every minute for 41 rounds. And it's not just here in the UK. So, you know, there are events in Edinburgh, in Belfast, in Cardiff, as I said, at Portsmouth and Devonport as well, but also in Gibraltar. We've already seen a similar salute take place in Canberra, in Australia. And there will be one also in New Zealand later on.
Number 2. Number 2.
This is GN Radio UK.
Jonathan, although we are only able to show one salute at each time, the idea is that these are all coordinated.
Yes, I mean, it's, you know, it's been carefully planned. I think it'll be some time before we actually see the ships at sea firing, because they've obviously got to send those pictures back. And as I said, that will be HMS Diamond. We think it's off the south coast at the moment. And then HMS Montrose, the frigate that's been operating in the Gulf. They won't be firing their main guns, they will be firing a ceremonial gun. And not just the Royal Navy, but also the Royal Artillery taking part in this salute as well as the King's Troop Royal Horse Artillery. And there is one of the naval guns we can see at the moment.
This is GN Radio UK.
Our correspondent John Maguire is in Portsmouth watching the gun salute there. And John, what is the atmosphere like?
I think probably...
This is GN Radio UK.
Beg your pardon, clearly some problem there with the line in Portsmouth. This is the scene as you see it at Windsor Castle.
Okay, Abusafo NT, and also, I don't know, Prince Phillips, free our Freeman. We a gun salute horwa and also echo so across and also yede and honsem abro and anopay. As I told you, we are here to inform you, to educate you, and then also to entertain you this morning. Is don't forget that it goes by the name of Hiniba Nanagwa Kubwa. You can still call me Dr Minox Meji. So and so ewo eho enom and it's only 2 minutes me try me home and so kofa na say akoji abofo nkrato and so aba e will show no eso me say messages pinana eba yes to so betime the message no aba on WhatsApp no is still 0778 793-9958 0778-793-9958 to submit me at the message number you can kind and so the amount and so anopay jumedino and so so yagobo ensure mo say Facebook and so mami enna mia ma di na me say ne comment no sla that's why and so eba e wo show no so ti breast no ya be kenkan and so the amamo I will show no so also jojo join here me ba chew now the also wa join now the o message aba e will show no so ya be kenkan and so e wo dwumedi no so the amount ene ano pay e will show no and so so very quick one sub right there me twa me ho aba me twa me ho aba braso se me twa me ho kakra bi bisafo me twa me ho kakra bi aba na me ba ensam no dodo na e wo ho a yede e baba besomo e wo akasafidi eso ensam no de dodo na aba Prince Harry honsem kakra yede baba sanso na abusafo no honsem ye bewram enso e wo my Ghana na yede ensem a enso twagu ni na abro sabre de abusafo me twa me ho aba sisia nyankopon insha me ba sisia.
This is GN Radio UK. This is GN Radio UK.
Sada Papa wadi amaye Katramana wadi moja dia mwafusane yetimi koba yetimi kanya ho yada wase yasaka kre for GN Radio, you can so and I was I don't pay. This happens to be GNAM show. I bro. I'm from Monday to Thursday and the Fridays. I'm Dr. Morton. Now also. I to also with a different style on radio sub and yeah on the radio there now BBS TV I come up Dr. Morton, wherever you find yourself, very good morning that goes out to you wherever you find yourself this morning. Hope everything is fine and I hope you're doing great at this morning. I was away and saying Mama Kwaba Bio ye try your home kakra na ya saying abba you guswa anopay yesomo so ewo akasa fidie eso iguso esomu die na yesomo esompemu pa enso enye asem kitwa enso ewo eho enom ti yensempi na anopay yedi enso eba edi amamo enso so ewo akasa fidie eso ano painti mesra so mo fidie na da ya na oba Facebook nso a ani dem na hobrase mo agebre na wa share bibia enso a ekosno enso di amaye kama enso ewo Facebook no so let me go quickly na menkin kan me ready bibi kakra enso emfa emamo ewo dwumedi no eso sisia enso emra fast pa men try na menkin kan bibi kakra enso so emfa emamo kakra and so I don't pay ewo show no eso. Okay. Sene me sa se me din kan ede to edwa se ohwe front page of Metro graphic anymore or in Sembi Atudra says so gentle. Duke's death was just like someone took him by the hand and off he went. So I mean King Kai Kakra and for Emma Anopay. The Duke of Edinburgh finally moment was so gently and very, very peaceful. His daughter-in-law has revealed as if someone took him by the hand and off he went. Sophie Countess of Wessex said of his death on Friday at the age of 99 is such a shock. At the same time, you know it's going to happen, but when it happens, it's just this a massive hole. It was right for him, and it was so gentle. It was just like someone took him by the hand, and off he went. It was very, very peaceful, and that's all you want for somebody, isn't it? The Countess, her husband Prince Edward, and his brother the Duke of York spoke to well wishes after a service of prayer for Prince Philip in Windsor, and as the family prepared for a Saturday funeral. Prince Harry hosts a TV interview with wife Meghan shook the royals only last month. Okay, Suka last month was said to have arrived back in the UK yesterday lunchtime, and he is due to reunite with brother Prince William as they walk behind their grandfather's coffin. Prince Andrew was wanted to question by the FBI over his friendship with sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and making a real public appearance. Said, unfortunately, my father's death has brought home. So continuing, brought home to me not just our loss, but the loss of so many people have died, and the lost loved ones during the pandemic. So enti abusafo we enso honsem kakra yere esom anopai enso so ewo dwumedi no eso a ebo homoden na akenkan kakra enso de amount na chese eno ensem kakra graphic no enso de aba anopai iguswa ye kinkan kakra enso so edi amamo anopai ewo dwumedi no enso so gun salute no and so kokoko so na ye boy homade say you will try na yedi bibi kakra nso atoso and so ewo Facebook and so ere ama ebusafo a almost so ehwe and so ewo Facebook and so me twa so no says we've lost almost the grandfather of the nation, and I feel very sorry and supportive of my mother, who I think is feeling it probably more than anyone else. Andrew, who stepped down from royal duties over the storm in 2019 but has denied all wrongdoing, said he was a remarkable man. I love him as a father. He was so calm. If you had a problem, he was also someone who could go to. After the service at the Royal Chapel of All Saints at the Royal Lodge in Windsor, Prince Edward said, "It's been a bit of a shock. However, much one tries to prepare oneself for something like this. It's still a dreadful shock, and we are trying to come to terms with that. It's very, very sad, but I have to say the extraordinary tribute to memories everybody has had and been willing to share have been so fantastic. The Queen, 94, yesterday took part in his in a private mass in Windsor Castle, and the royal gave an insight to her feeling as she continued to mourn her husband of 73 years. Okay. Enti abusafo ehonso ensem kakra ba no ya so ewo graphic no ensensem no mo ye boy homoden se ibenya ya reporter baako na yede no atumu na yedi enkomo kakra ensoso ewo show no so anopainti ye boy homoden pa ye boy homoden se ibenya na no pain na yede no atum na edidi enkomo kakra enso so anopai ewo efia hase nti iguso ebo yeho modern se insa kana yensa ekana yede ehonsem enso ebebro ewo akasa fidi enso well yes I enso enwam na yenhwe household cavalry salute Prince Philip's opposite Windsor castle no, and also the course no yenhwe kakra bi enso so emra sisie na iguswa etwen reporter no na yenhwe kakra bi emra si na ehonso ekoso.
This is GN Radio UK. This is GN Radio UK.
Okay, yeah, we have one tea and also kakra and also a coso and ano ada win so castle and also any day a honsem kakra and so bro a hot nominal tea and also dear kakra and edi abesomo anopay eno yeguswa boy homode en saka reporter na ye de no enso ebetum enso eri ama mu ewo jumedi no eso jumedi eso na yanhwe COVID-19 enso eho ensem kakra yanhwe COVID-19 enso eho ensem kakra anopay and also kosopa say they say I'm say nema ecoform kakra ntino ama eno ho nsem no so ecoform kakra enti yehwe de and also akosi ewo eho enom okay enti yamse COVID-19 and shops ahodo first orders that's testing public set to pour back to the bar the pubs as bar beer gardens shops and gyms finally reopens to I know and so and some no and a shops name Sinoma Eka Kauno and so COVID-19 UK coronavirus cases no new cases in 24 hours no 1730 no that's a new cases and also new cases and also about me bomb home they say yedi ebe to screen no eso na wo hu sere and also AC echo anopay 1730 you know new cases and also aba abepi mo abeka insa and anopay your boy homody say yedi and also be to screen so sere wa onso o hwe ewo Facebook no and YouTube no so mo be hu sere and also so esi eko ti yehwe na yede and also atoso edi amamo ano pay yebo homodin say yensa ebeka cases no na yedi and so asomo so okay ti yamhwe okay yansa brand yanko straight now yamhwe ohwe aye UK cases no said American kan eri ato bonimina usafo cases no new cases in 24 hours in 1730 and death no and so is 7 new death na say obeka say atadwi we de yawe atide kakra because say 7 new deaths there and say yeah today but in all death in total no 1,000 okay 100 okay so death total you know 127,087 you know and so and a death tono and so enyina na say enye asem ketwa kwa and also echo but no niema bebre na anase shops no ene ne ka kan do na so bie and so ewo eho enom sebia opeso okoso bi na ekoto ade enso ene shops no do na enso bie sere yere ho nsem ebeto wonim ti se wo UK ene ne importem na opese oko na okokoto bibi ewo shop bi enso ne kaka ho shops no do na enso bibi abetimi akọ out na akoto de opese oko enso ekoto bia, but not forgetting to wear your nose mask no, and so so it's a reason to be beer full a paint with pulse is finally a reality again in England as pub gardens reopen for the first time since January. Pub, bar and restaurant owners have been preparing for a flood of customers after being boom-bagged with booking since Boris Johnson set a timetable for them to reopen. So establishments can serve customers in outdoor areas from today as non-essential shops, hairdressers, indoor gyms, swimming pools, nail salon, and zoos also welcome back the public. Customers will be allowed inside drinking venues from May 17th. May 17th. Enti mesho say obeshe we no so and some say ebimo SO paps ni ade abie enti no yebetimi akọ kotena ba bi ene ne ka aka ho eno enso ho ensem eno no ti yedi ehonsem enso eba yenhwe na yemfa we kakra enso enwura mu enso ewo ehono mohwe ene bas na ebiebi na say na anigye ne kra no esi eko ewo ehonom ti yeboy homoden na producer boame na ya hwe na yedi enyoma kakra nso at screen no enso esunti amanfo eji omani amanfo eji omani because bas no ebi tino ya hwe na fa wonsem emrati so what I read no just bear in mind that those venues will be on the 17th day of May. So establishments can serve customers in outdoor areas from today as non-essential shops, hairdressers, indoor gyms, swimming pools, nail salon, and zoos also welcome back their public. Customers will be allowed inside drinking venues from 17th May, and then also half of Bristol's Britons have made plans to celebrate today easing with a prompt dash for a pub or restaurant, a pool by investment banks, Jeffries shows. So and then also we have taken a lot of bookings and are so excited to open. It's so long it's so long, said Henry Cripps from the Three Oak Pub in Gardens Cross. We realize that almost everything for the next 5 weeks is weather dependent. So we have everything crossed for sun. Emma McClenkin, Chief Executive of the British Beer and Pub Association, that's BBPA, said the first paint back in the beer garden is going to be a special moment. People across the country Okay, so people across the country have been looking forward to it for months, but only 40% of pubs, that's 15,000, were set to open today. The BBPA anticipates venues will sell 15 million pint this week, compared to 85 million across the normal Easter week's end. And then also, with those opening today, almost certain to make a loss. It is also concerned over suggesting that vaccine passports could be needed for entry, and changes in guidance on how pubs operate. Ms. McClinkin added, is crucial the government sticks to its roadmap and allow pubs to reopen indoors from 17th May and without any restrictions at all from June 21. And then also, that is all only way our pubs can trade viable, that's a viable and begin to fully recovery. And then also, last summer, one member of each group in a pub needed to sign in, but it's time venues have to record every customer. Group must also follow the rules of 6 or be made up of more than 2 households, but they will not need to order a meal with alcohol, and there will be no 10 p.m. curfew. Boris Johnson urged the nation to behave responsibly during the major steps forward, as scientists warned the rules must be followed to minimize a possible rebound in cases. The Prime Minister said, "I'm sure it will be a huge relief for those business owners who have been closed for so long, and then also for everyone who else is a chance to get back to doing some of the things we love. I urge everyone to continue to behave responsibly and remember hands, face, space, and fresh air to compress COVID-19. Meanwhile, the daily virus death toll dropped into single figures for the first time since September yesterday, as another 70 people died within 28 days of a positive test. New cases fell to a 7-month low of 1,730. Don't knock it. Tavern demolished, then rebuilt finally. And so welcome back, David Lloyd Jim in Cambridge and the new okay, and also 3 and some for and so 31 minutes gone past 9. You still live on GN Radio UK. And some pina. And so bro, and so I don't pay what Jumedi no so yanko Iceland and so kakra honso na abeto dwa se ensamanfo bi nso so ghost Iceland hit by new volcano blast. Yanka ehonso enso ekakra. Icelanders on Saint Vincent were urged to keep calm after volcano that had stayed quiet for decades blew it top twice. Blanketing them in ash and sparking fears of a total evacuation. Power and water were cut off by yesterday. Eruption of LA as a Sofia 2 days after the first blast had pumped smoke and debris into the sky 6 miles above the Caribbean Italy. A strong smell of sulfur pervaded the air while clouds were blocked out of the sun, and then also giving the sunshine icy bleak, and then also twilight looks. Kingstown, that's the capital of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, was ghost-like too, with ash coating people and rooftops, cars and roofs. And also and some kakra also free Iceland, and so eba enye asem ketwa and so ekwana Yansan embra back biom and so ewo UK and sen seminal and so emumenfa newsweek and twaso and fa emau aside say Prince Afrima yina ye mo nino and some do not so and also so koso ewo city no and I say county no and so COVID news live. Latest UK update as lockdown rules is so outdoors pubs and restaurant hairdressers and also and so no who is Lillian that's who is Lillian Carolo and how many cases did she have, you know, and some for and also a trending. And this one also twisted child sex offender failed to tell police he was living with children. The Duke and other Prince Philip affair with Queen cousin led to separate lives, you know, and so a trending news and also a cost of Primark shoppers queue from down from first chance to grab a bargain, and also and also the air cost on Virginia police officer terrified black soldier in that's a traffic stop fight. And also and also that's why and the Black Lives over Donald Trump's crude remark about Hillary Clinton and so Boris Johnson Brexit trade deal puts UK businesses at risk at 41% reports fall into export to EU and also at a home and so ebe bro kakra but me and dig it deep na minwa sa story we mo and so emra kakra sia ye ba enche bia ebusafo ye be rafie na yakohwe efie and so ensensem no and so kakra Larry's Relat kept himself one step ahead of the authorities, but is now back behind bars. Na memfa and also entwaso kakra emfa emau ene arope ifie ensampi na ekoso ofia asefem pa ye ehonsem. And so, bro, so twisted child sex offender failed to tell police he was living with children. That's Lewis Relat kept himself one step ahead of the authorities, but is now back behind bars. Mami Enfa kakra, and so Emro Abrantia. Meka ne ho asem ya anasa mebeka ne ho asem sisi ma mehwe na mebese menya ni mfonyini bi na mede atoso di ama abusuafo a monso mo hwe o Facebook and so YouTube no na mede ne ho nsem kakra enso aba anopay abusuafo me ba chawo hwe o Facebook a ene diem ni ahobrasem koso ana ehye efa emaye sanso na YouTube no enso yesho oba na wa like me ba chawo subscribe subscribe enso ho efa emaye o subscribe ya na me ba chawo notification button bi na ho no na waboso oboso a bia ebekoso ha bia no straight away na onso unsa etimi aka na bibia nso etimi at toto yi ntino mesho say ohe Facebook sisi no me ba cho share efamaye na wo share no enso no na o comment no enso obetimi edi aba ewo dwumadi no enso eso yebekenkan ni na enso edi amount anopai ewo dwumadi no eso maremfi say a GNAM show live on GN Radio UK with me Dr Minox. Mr. YouTube no enso ehia o smart TV ene ne kaka ho no Mr. Abetimi akohwe enso ewo so sisia. Ma me fa ensem no ento aso emfa ema mo amo Facebook ene YouTube. Mr. Se wo app ne so abetimi aba Facebook sisia aba we ha branch no. A branch no na eda mu screen no eso no. Abrantie no and that screen eso no abrantie no that screen no eso no Nidino Lewis Relat Lewis Relat Mamin kind kakra and so a Birmingham based child sex offender has been jailed after failing to notify authorities he was living in the same property as children. Lewis realized kept himself one step ahead of the authorities but is now back behind bars. The 22-year-old fled the East Midland for Birmingham before being arrested at Midland Rail Station. Judge Sean Smith QC said, according to Debbie Share Live, you won't tell anybody where you live and you are living with people who have children. You know you can't do that and you lie and lie. You are putting children at risk and you are somebody who poses a considerable risk because of the fact that you won't comply with court orders. So to continue on, at the moment you have no intention of adhering to these orders. Every effort is being made to support you, but you refuse to engage. The court has a duty to protect the public. Noel Philo, prosecuting, said Relat was handed a 3-year community order in November 2018 for offense involving an underage girl. He said as part of that he was placed on the sex offender register and was handed by sexual harm prevention order. Mr. Philo said under his terms he has to tell the police where he was living and that he is also not allowed to live at any address where children are present. And then also he said after bleaching his number of times previously, the defendant was jailed for 17 months in October 2019 and then also but being released partway through the sentence has breached its again. Enti abusha for branch you know and oda screen so sisia wo hwe enom so aba Facebook na wa share edi amaye 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 anopai enso so ewo dwumedi ne so na bibia nso atimi ai kamanti waba sisia pusro Facebook no share efamaye share Facebook no enso efa emaye share famaye aba na wa share enso di amaye enso ewo eho enom na yenwa ensamfufuro mu ye monitor mensam bi ewo TVC news na it's all about what's is happening in Nigeria. And no, your boy homodin na your monitor kakran yumra Nigeria na yamfa ehon sem no be enso emerald Nigerian that's the killing of police officers and other staff no and amountful ebisa questions ahodo enso so efa ehon anopai your boy homade ni ra hono yede hon sem no so we feed you with some of the news that we monitored on TVC news. That's killing police officers and vandalizing across the country, so we monitored TVC news for this special report. The producer I ready mumfa entumna ye monitor and also sisia enfa emamus ye monitor say ena isi ekoi.
Never in the history of the country has the Nigerian police force been this exposed to such level of vulnerability. Nigerians would have thought that would be the end of such attacks, but little did they know that it was just the beginning. Now, not a day, week, or month goes by without an incident involving officers and men of the Nigerian police force and their facilities. What could have necessitated this renewed onslaught against the police? Who are those after the Nigerian police force, and to what end?
We are very worried because some of them are not feeling even up to it any longer. Because actually, when you come to think about it, their welfare does not match the kind of risk that they are being exposed
Radio
to. So,
UK.
the way it is, we might end up not having a police force.
When we have our we have our police suffer attack from our criminal elements, I will advise them to be on their alert, build in an effective defensive in-depth so that they will not suffer this kind of losses.
In some of these new attacks, not only are police formations targeted, but also police officers are shot and killed even at checkpoints. They say no nation ever survives without a functioning police force.
The police force is attacked, and then they have a very negative psyche in going about their business. That also ends up with the Nigerian people.
GN Radio UK.
So I think the basic effect and the problem is going to be on the Nigerian people.
To some part of the world, you can't just access the prison that easy. Accessing the prison that easy tells you that the prison and correctional centers are vulnerable. And when the prison and correctional centers are vulnerable, the society is at risk.
For these legal practitioners, police officers have become endangered species, and it's time for the nation to rally round their police.
Police need to be protected as well. They're human beings, they are fathers, they are heads of homes and institutions, and we can't just leave them to themselves. I mean, these are people who carry on without insurance. These are people who carry on with salaries not being paid promptly, and then now they are being attacked and left on their own. It's a very sad development, and I think the government needs to really raise up and just come to their aid and actually do what is necessary and needful to protect them.
There is an urgent need to address this trend, with the current reality of the strength of the police being inadequate for the country's ever-growing population. These deaths would further deplete the number of police officers available to properly serve the people.
Okay, so and also for a year and somewhere in Nigeria say penifo and I say almost can say a course say ya bema enya kakra no na unya ye police officer and I bisa ebiu ntino penifo hwen form na insi form na na just be antimi and to ye and so in Nigeria because of vandalizing police officers and killing another staff no they are santino na be intimi and so and to turn our and so wo ho na me boy homodin so na yɛde yɛwura mu nso ɛwɔ Tanzania enso ɛna ɛyɛ Her Excellency Samia Suluhu Hassan, the President of Tanzania, also ensem kakra enso to dwa ewo dwumadi a ebaso ewo Uganda no ode ensem kakra anase ode ensem kakra enso to edwa ewo ho na ye monitor and so honum Uganda and Tanzania to construct the longest heated crude oil pipeline. This is a good news. So we monitored so jumadi we and so call so you monitor yam fi honsem kakra and so ento aso emfa ema ebusafo mo GN Radio UK and so any no pay. So Uganda and Tanzania to construct the longest heated crude oil.
Tanzania's President Samia Suluhu Hassan was accorded a 21-gun salute on arrival to Uganda. This is her first official state visit to any country since taking office in March. And in a rather different stance towards COVID-19 measures, President Hassan and her entourage wore face masks. The new Tanzanian leader has in the recent past indicated her country's change of approach towards the coronavirus pandemic. The important business on the day, however, was the signing of a deal to pave way for the construction of the 1,440-kilometer export pipeline from western Uganda to the Indian Ocean port of Tanga in Tanzania. In March, Uganda suspended the signing of the deal following the death of the then Tanzanian President John Pombe Magufuli. The pipeline, worth $3.5 billion, is expected to be completed within 3 years. The agreement between Tanzania and Uganda is expected to unlock billions of dollars into the economies of both countries. Leon Sanyange, SABC News, Kampala.
Okay, Abusafonti, we the monitor kakra, and so so Uganda and Tanzania to construct that's a big part. And what you know, Yansai Ant Nase. Yansai Antanasi, Yasan Ebremo, Ecofa, and I see a monetaye, and so Her Excellency Samia Suluhu Hassan. She's the president of Tanzania. She explains how the project will be, and then also His Excellency Yoweri Museveni, that's the president of Uganda, also express his gratitude, and then also added some things to it. So Yanko, now let's go there and listen to what they said about the big project.
I'm greatly honored to join you today to witness this historic event of the signing of the tripartite agreement for the construction of the East African crude oil pipeline from Hoima, Uganda to Tanga Port, Tanzania, which upon completion will be the longest heated pipeline in the world. Before I go further, allow me to express my sincere sense of gratitude to my brother, His Excellency President Museveni, for the cordial invitation and warm hospitality that he has accorded to me and my entire delegation. On this note, I also wish to commend him for the meticulous organization of this event.
Today, therefore, is a triple victory for Tanzania and Uganda. ushindi wa mara tatu. Number 1, military, kukumbuka. Number 2, political, because military could not go without political cooperation with Mwalimu. And number 3, now economic. Long live Tanzania, long live Uganda, long live President Hassan.
This is GN Radio UK. This is GN Radio UK.
Okay. So that's the signing of East Africa crude oil pipeline project, no, and on some na, and also yedi eba some anopay and on tea a kabasa dia nese asem de for Africa, asem de for Africa, asem de for Africa pa just say enye asem kitwa krantino yenda obadi nyankropon asise we enso etimi abepimo enso Africa. Very soon we will update you with the sports news. No, yeah, and also everybody sounds ni be room any reporters and also be a did come out and so on pay what you made in. So very quick one. Weather no kakra how the weather is gonna be today and right now how is it going and so emerald currently as I'm talking to you right now it's 3 degrees Celsius. So if you're going out try and for package yourself very well because it's bit cold because I mean bus studio not snow talk so it's 3 degrees Celsius and exactly 10 a.m. You move up a bit to 4 degrees Celsius. Exactly 11 a.m. will move up a bit to 5 degrees Celsius and 12 p.m. will also move up a bit to 6 degrees Celsius. Exactly 1 p.m. will also move up to 7 degrees Celsius and 2 p.m. will also move up a bit to 8 degrees Celsius through to 5 p.m. Exactly 5 p.m. will move up a bit also to 10 degrees Celsius and 6 p.m. will go down to 8 degrees Celsius and 7 p.m. will also go down to 6 degrees Celsius and 8 p.m. will also go down to 4 degrees Celsius. So that's the weather update for today. Se ne obekobe bi ene ne kaka ho a na wahwe na what try na what me ahye ohu enso eyi kakra because weather na still ana emu enyuno kakra entimeso so be kai na wahye nso message we eba ya chema men try na men clear influence message coming from Mr. Kwabna Ocho say nice to see you back on the console feeding us up with the various information which we may not see on we may not see all on the social media. Thank you, sir. All right, Mr. Akomnaochu, thank you so much for your lovely comment on Facebook. And if you're watching us right now on Facebook on YouTube, you can also send in your comments, and we are ever ready to read all your comments on the show for you. Mr. Ebiana will be aiding the birthday. If someone is celebrating his or her celebrating, if someone is celebrating his or her birthday today, you can send it in, and we will also read it on the show for you wherever you find yourself. So. we are ever ready to do justice to that for you. The show is for you, the show is for me. That's why we are a big family. So keep on sending your messages. Mami share WhatsApp no messages no eba enyasim keto. I'm sure obetimi so Eddie also o message about the WhatsApp line is 0778 793 9958 0778 sorry 0778 793 9958 0778 793 9958 o de o message and so ba and also you can and so the amount show no so me also message no and so eba very soon you can show no and so the amount fee say aha GN Radio UK and our song Egusua uti gidi and our pesanso and our Facebook YouTube and so when Egusua gidi and asem ketwa and so and 0778 793 9958 0778 793 9958 and as per my coin na wo remna also wadwen kira wo kakra no also the amaye e wo show no so ensem ekoso e wo fie na na ebedi di eho enkomo o hwe eye mo from mienu a omo eku obi oh god no ibedi di hon komo kakra ye ni pastor baako enso ebedi enkomo ahwe se sa ade bi sei ye kwabosom so ye kwakomfo akodi we ni ade no eba sa se ne sitie ye ho nsem nyina enso bebro anopai wa kasafidi so sabre die ebisa for mi twa me ho aba na me ba de ho bia no ye de beto aso de amamo me ba sisia okay.
Dr Minox on Tunein Radio UK. Yo, what it do? One way straight, man and silent. You're listening to Dr Minox on Tunein Radio UK. Street. Jesus never knows. Yo, what they do? Abano is street, man, stylish. You are listening to Dr. Minox on GN Radio UK. Street.
This is GN Radio UK.
Who is this King of glory? He's a lot strong and mighty. Yes, we didn't cool him up. See, I'm an overcomer. Listen, no weapon fashioned against me shall prosper. For the greater one lives in me, yes, it does, yes. Yes, we didn't cool him up. See, I'm an overcomer. I say, yes, we didn't cool him. Yes, we didn't cool him. I'll say, over Satan power. See, I'm an overcomer. I'm an overcomer. Cause I yes, wedding kunim. Yes, wedding kunim. Oh, yeah. Over Satan power. Cause I wedding kunim. I'm an overcomer. I'm a ding now. I'm getting to Hosanna. Hosanna. I am for you now. Jesus Nurbano, I am for Hinarbo, Wamyan to Hosanna, I mean, I want better say, Jesus Nurbano, I am for Hinarbo, Kojo, come on. Yo, what they do? Abano is street, man, stylish. You are listening to Dr. Minox on GN Radio UK. Street. Hey, Jesus Nurbano.
This is GN Radio UK.
Wamyan to Hosanna. Hosanna. Hey, I am for Hinarbo. Handkerchief. Wamyan to Hosanna. Hosanna. I am for Hinarbo. Jesus Nurbano. I am for Hinarbo. Wamyan to Hosanna. To the King and Lord of Lords we say. Yes, wedding kunimo. See, I'm an overcomer. I say yes, wedding kunimo. See, I'm an overcomer. I'm an overcomer. Cause I yes, wedding kunim. Yes, wedding kunim. Oh, yeah. Over Satan power. Cause I wedding kunim. I'm an overcomer. I'm a ding now. I'm getting to Hosanna. Hosanna. I am for Hinarbo. Jesus Nurbano.
Body in to Zana, yes, now, Bano Zana. 6 minutes after 10. We're still live on GN Radio UK, and this happens to be GN AM show with me. Hiniba Nana Kwekuboy. Definitely, you can call me Dr. Minox. This hour, this time, you ref na yako akudi enkomo kakra ensu ewufie na ensem no emu ebi mu areho pa ebi nso eho a eni enyan a tese okasa wo ka okakra just adaje bebo ti ibirura ho na yedidi enkomo kakra and so ewo efie ai ya semo abofra owo SHS2 student SHS2 etimi the second awo bi ama chese nipa na sabre amene wo ka sai die nipa na frimo ama akoye arehosem enchaye na ebinsu esi ewo kaswa. So I don't even know what is going on. Just say asifim pa asifim pa ye na me pese me bo me homodin so na me fa bibi a free Facebook na eno so me ka ho asem kakra ade bi ekoso ewo Ghana me se empenimfo no adwene enkoso empenimfo no adwene enya enkoso but ade a ehia ewo se omoma omadwene ekoso yie pa but the see am no ka say just say ana me ano masifim ebusa fo yenhwe bibi ewo Facebook owo YouTube nso a me ba chew hwe de da screen so sesia we mame Mercy ene Nana Debra dodo na frɛ na Debra dodo na frɛ no mabna that's you know mame Mercy no.
This is GN Radio UK.
Emofana ira o maira na de ntia me say abusafo yenhwe de ekoso o my Ghana mu na yempe attention me so about Facebook a share emaye na fa comment no enso ebra se uyi uti se ensem bi say ekoso obeka ho asem a na waba abedane otamfo first one new abusafo mesro ene de mi ahobrasem o Facebook me se mo mu tie yen ewo app ne so mo fa nche yen first one ni yehwe second one ni Wesley Ankuma aka Poppy was 7 years Poppy nswaira Poppy enswaira me samo amo Facebook no mo follow ni we enswaira yehwe third one Salina Ankunsa ono so 14 years ono ewo SHS1 Roman girls ewo imrom ono so aira opposite imrom opposite kachi agrochemicals ono so aira we to say 3 no yenhwe number 4 Ernest Kwabena Odame Kwasi number 4 Akura we so aira o Ghana ono so aira within 1 month when so aira yenhwe number 5 when so aira awede de din no kra na busuafo no amfa ma out ono so toss 5 ono so aira busuafo o Facebook a follow ni pa number 6 when so aira a friend Vera Asamoah 26 March ena Vera Asamoah enso aira ye yehu Vera Asamoah ebiu abaya fefe kama Vera enso aira yehwe number 7 ono so aira minim senidino ena de elect film esusu dia for the past ayini ono so aira yehu abofra na ekira kwan we enso aira number 8 yehwe Mami Rose Edu Dakon Mami we nso ayira. Mami we enso ayira o. Yehwe number 9. Ono so ayira. We like Onua Francis International School ewo Budumbram ewo Kaswa eho na Akra we nsuko school. Akra we nso ayira number 9 o. Number 10 we nso ayira. Hajia ayira. Your friend Bahija Muhammad ono so ayira 16 years, just 16 years. Ono so ayira. Ebusa follow ni ni anhwe. Oh. Yanhwe Akra we nso. Ono so ayira. Ono so kra no edin no enso so mensa enyankan. What is going on in Ghana? What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? When you na ekoso, nkwem nipa eyira. Nipa eyira. They say kaswa de na aba enkwala mienu kwaji skaduro ye ne prophet be di enkomo ewo sansem ne ho because ene Ghana no o TV stations ahodo a to say wamo yi sikaduro ene kaka ho ewo TV stations in Ghana asefem na airtime. It looks like say next generation no say future na yenio say what are we trying like to tell the next generation, and where are we going as a country? Okoka yebeka semenka okoka yebeka semenka okoka yebeka semenka, but what is going on no, it's not fair. It's not fair. Adina ekoso no enye, but okoka yebeka semenka okoka se sia yebeka se menka wohu na asefem papa me bo me homodin na me sendi ade bi eto me page ne so a na amanfo eka ho asem TV stations ahodo a omuyi akonfo a program ene eka ka ho e wo Ghana no, you be shocked and me ebusa for me hwese me try na me de eno ho nsem abroad no TV stations ahodo a omo telecast fa sika beji sika fa we bedi in Ghana no yatena se yehwe na eniema papa ehia e o se ye o Ghana ho e de boa no ye nye na akonfo ene ye so omoso no me try some de beto so na ma me fa ade we ento so na odie abusafo wa fo ani ehwe de ekoso hwe o my Ghana mu ade ekoso obi yare ye de na kwa e o se ye no operation a ye no e ma mo modern se operation room ho lighter e o se ye so na ye operation no light ne ye so a emma look at all this but uyi wanim na oya wa so obeka pe ye beta ageo as NPP NDC eno nko a na ekoso a aka Ghana ye beta ageo we or NPP or NDC, we NPP, we NDC. But what is going on now? I also see a shame na ye netimi eboa country no. Yan hwe na ye nye na emwa country no. Na akonfo. Me try. Say mehu na mabobo TV stations ahodo no eso e de achew. Asefim o. Hey, asefim na arehonso. Asefim na arehonso. When you na ekoso. When you na ekoso. And so okoka ye the politics ebeba abetare ho. So your politician who you say. Oh, ya the politics beba betaro ho so we say but ebusafo mayenwura mu na yamfa we entoaso emfa emawo edwadifo a ewo eye enkan ene ne mpotemo and so Honorable Henry Korte, Greater Accra Regional Minister, on LED decongestion due to those who are trading on the pavement, and so any containers are hold on. It was a four and some no ebia rekona ask him. Yan share numra na yaba and some pina wa yade eba abeto monim. And so anopay ewo dwumedi no eso enti ora Henry Korte in some way and on also ede etuda
avenue ye tiani say I feel back bebre twem obehwa de bia hihye ma ye ma menum so omu ndi dwa no o ma ba city kran so opening says so concrete obefa ha 1 hour 2 hours I can
Radio UK.
On see about car see na traffic dey jai ya pour bo cho so omu ko inside ye mi so omu hwa fe dia ha and ankrofo ACC stores samu hwe kire hono a woman store electric pole e was store num masa say e ban say ya samu aba enipa bewu enipa wu a na dane abayansem the air training say etam ha idie yempre esanse ya anye ha say panton ade wo mun ko dwanum no mun ko ton ade na yensu ye bedua green grass wo ha nyina de akọ court na edim apos for be wa fiochira obi o be bia be chiro ye the black soil be go nyina na forestry for na guide na ye ha no kama wo sin a masa e bi kra no abre nanka utumi wura green grass nanka waji wa home kakra sa na tie
sebia osia na wabre nanka wura green grass nim na onso waji wa home kakra sa ene tie na ebusafo momunim GN Radio UK apampam GN ya na so omo around abra na agi the congestion no ekoso no ebi nso e de nsem kakra eto yenim
fa o ya ma na ye fa ye nyina ye fo se be ye kama makro nu mu ayefe eti se eye fa ye tai na chi because NDC time no me kai se ha sei omo de enade agi hanet gi ho nyina na nipa ntimi mfam nipa ntimi nwuram akire ya ho senate ni nyina abubu ama nkrofo tonton eniema e wa hanom bebre se de so far grade ye grade ha ne aha ye minum de ye be koso enti se ha be ye fe ama obi aduru abone nsema magana metai na chi
mo ne ba ne wodododo no mi bia no woje ni ekomeni yo meji be na sa bia ne wonsumo
enti ebusafo wei eye omo a na omonso ewo around no enso bi ensemo a wode eto yenim enso ewo eho na ebusafo yede eno so honsem kakra enso ebesomo enso so ewo akasafiri eso na yenwura mu straight enso so ewo NPP and so amanyo kuonim ora anase honorable osem chairman sabonsu wono ede ensem bi babeto edwa abra during an interview e ka say NPP amanyo kuo no say omo pe leader he na omo anyi eye akanni nanumu ena eye uramu ewo eye dombo buzia tradition no so emua coordinators any polling station executives NPR NPP mu a Northern region women so ari ensembi ababetu dwa se ensemo a opani no kan no enya de a omo afuaso ensemo a owura ose chairman sabonsu kan no enya de a omo fuaso esanse obeka bibisa na ese ya koye se oye tribalism bisa intino de omo se enfuaso kra ewo ensema honorable osei chairman bonsu ono majority leader no ede ebetu dwa no wo se omo enfoaso no some say na wo ede to GN Radio UK and so enim.
The purpose of this press conference is just to render our displeasure about the unguarded statements our leader of the August House, in the person of Honorable Oseche Mensah-Bonsu, made some few days ago when he granted an interview. We want to send a direct signal to the Honorable Oseche Mensah-Bonsu that our party is not founded on ethnic grounds. It's a party which is grounded in democracy. And so whatever we are doing as regards to choosing the leaders of our party, we always do that based on competency, based on how appealing, and based on somebody who is well versed with the structures of the party and can win us victory. He's a member of the National Executive Committee. If he's not aware, he's a member. So he should have known better that such comments has a propensity of dividing our party.
Honorable Chairman Mensah-Bonsu, what in send be out our beka, in fact, anya de because our party no kona ye woman and your party said me wahami and yes our party na ye one ye one and yes I was a divided where your tribe way where your tribe way no and yes ana you know say ye found say obiara our beba next are you babe flag bearer no ye de and found but what balance obey na what the division be ba just a tribal differences so ye NPP kona one and ye enunti na ye den ye wo honom ye nyina ye wo say ye nyina ye be wo ano baako na say sa statement na oba ye obekan no oba sa no a ebe ma the division be aye den aba into no ye panacho sa no ma ni nyina no onye den onjai.
Don't forget the party has a history. We have records, and it is in this that should be our guiding principle. That should guide us in every decision that we take for this party, if we really mean business.
I was away so mabunu any polling station executives as also any national coordinators any kakahua almost so our northern region Ghana no and so ne this answer me betu bra. Honorable Oseche Mensah-Bonsu a majority leader no ede ensem ahurubi eba tu dwano omonso sorry say na honorable asema wo kan die ase esa na wo ye akoye enyimu binti de wo kan de yesrel pa men kasansem na kasansem ne dia nene oye and so ahadwene na story bin so koso a throughout the week and so ya monitor ye efunu bi ayra ya monitor ye so let's give credit on this video to United Television in Ghana ya monitor ye o se dey honsem kakra and so bro efunu bi ayra edie NSC amefunu ayira Suhum Government Hospital ehona asemi esiye yentiemra
brother friend Nambesia on the 4th January in the bedroom. Intiere no tu no me so medjuma mo akusente ya mekoba na me brother ba ku ye djuma wa nti no na tembe ya obesra no nti Jera na no obesra no 2 times February no obesra no 2 times afi March no ba se oba besra no ena mo so mayi body no akoti akotobo nti oni down ho bio nti be oda no oye safe na mo mom timi enfa no nko no nko he ena si mom token na okoye nti abusia ya arrangement say anka ene e ba be dead body no nti me krampo na me wo be na me brother friend na Mbesia ba ha on the 4th January in the bedroom nti ere no tu no me so medjuma mo akusente ya mekoba na me brother ba ku ye djuma wa ha nti no na tembe ya obesra no nti January no more Besrano 2 times. February no so Besrano 2 times. After March no by say or Besrano no. And almost my body no. I could see I could top until only down hobby until be done. Or a safe. Then moment to me and found uncle here. And I say mom talking now. Okay. Until a busia arrangement say Anka and there will be dead body. As I say, oh yeah, oh dear Kunyantino, there will be now matching 4 o'clock. Until I know no more body known to her. So never a blog no better me Anani. And almost is a document in Inra and send out almost share balance. I was a mutia. Afi for we be Anna for the body not to her for we have a now moon. One of you ten run you may 7 o'clock but this time I know it. And I go be some more frail more authorities no call meeting and I'm more frail me uncles no more call ya Namokan say. And last week here on my body beer name 2-3 weeks back no more body I feel quack of your record Nama. I can see the Omo Inako group of Fuswa. The hands up to no monka and say,
Yaya Bassa, say a tank a cardia, as a police in run. Betting up motor, nay, she just this year. The mono, a general is more or more than us. But we call it a monophone, which are general because only for this end of 2 say over you idea as of a cop, not in the hop. Into general we are more motorless, but we call it in the panaphone because no more demand and money that so money in the hop. Yeah, Coramudia, Yeniana. Until you can say, oh my God, I'm calling for this new man. Much volume. Young here, oh my chance, oh my chance.
I was a phone TV, so a summer SC a year Suhum Government Hospital. Yet the end, the Yana about the freedom, your baby, if none the home, if no naira, you and they say, no. And then so akoye asem foforo and so ewo eho enomwa enye asem ketwa kra na okọ adanse praso chese ensem a ekoso ewo empotem ho no asefim pa asefim okokopiem wo adanse praso a asefim na just say odwene ho kra wonti ase odwene ho a wonti ase je say onhu de nti a emrante no de omho ahye enubonim ene saa nyoma no di yenkwa ahoma no so na yenua Oscar Adawu Dazi enso enko tie sere esi eko Oscar midrise bibia boko anopai ukoko piemu anase wo abadanse praso no sei ena eho esi eko na sei poti ena ensem no esitie
minya ba mamedase uko piemu ewo eye asen praso asen eye asempa na ye afei adanse praso santo ya mabubu eye mu mienu eye asen praso na asempa na ye no ewo asen not mesinimu adanse praso momu no ena Adato West and no war a year Asante region and they are same praso and the bush here. And the other two John say, I did make who will be a one of our South Kurumu, our one.
This is GN Radio UK.
Cyber for the 5 of fast you, Mamputika, one and what him one a year now attack who boom a party of who to the views are not so far. Omotako ame to me at sa e grow who the mabodi na the tia no pay the solid here at Swini and secretary. The better thing in say, I branch about could be a central for your sacremu a Lucio. What James and me up papi artist and now in the walk or in the gang and no a yadia. Different so emu baako etumi ene no etwempena enga bia no obufu anan ekọ wo so saa gangan so se eba ne sen ena munimu ne yenua eba etwempena eno ne koya ne baba ye freko pe ene ntopa no esane ye freko ho no a we twisikan we tutuo we twi dunia be mesu ni ensekatre afei mo a wo mo wa bon ma dwane enkokre dwane na aka mrantie pe enu mu no ene no nam so mento kwaye mu no pempre am no kase na wie to no eni fa pore baye sepun kron ene yetuma wo won sekan am pempre ebi ewo St Francis Hospital wo atin fosu ene bi so ewo eye Presbyterian Hospital no wo atin praso na branch ba kwa ye friend Prince Otro a di din a aman portare bon sembran secret no die amum wa no wo sekan wo na koma ho na de wa fora nanom ewo ensie do amum ho no mo a na edumu so pra wo mu pra ye na wo mo anim so mo ya boni fo ntino na wo mu za so ba chi wo mu ntino edumu di wo ni pra no ejane di wo ha kwanyira za first nya wo a wo mu dwane na ka se die asin for two divisional police command yade a wo mu abemu a semia na ho ye basabasa fa dika na pa ewiade be nimbre ni siade manje kaka na nso emmefu na wo mu pepra etudin se kata ama edilehu pa na aba performance a wo no ewo adanse praso asempraso ene asena sempa na yeso asempa ko ko ho pra na jese de yem sie ye pa na akoma de yensema me no ka se die ka me ese asomdwe eni osokra minia bema.
Okay, Minia Bema Meda was say Ebusafo Yenua Bema ye Oscar Dawudazi and a Otening can a free ye a dance praso and Unkraka who Chahwashano and our tenant can a free yeno na Radi and Arro Yana Roho Yana Roho and some be say question out here Ayana Arro Ayana reho pa ayana reho se gang mienu se we say a different gang ade na oni yenu aba edeti eti youth mako 19 ana mo twetwa mo ho sekan ebi tutuo ni ade a sabre mo prepare mo ho eto an story abusafo story we so Aya someone asked Sefema and also Kwasu my Ghana. JHS2 student. Oh God. What is second and so I wo Lebra Bia or yeah Juma. I'm a Sabra no Casey. Lebra na atwa na nanom e won siedo. Na DSP Paul Ankan ono police commander e wo Asutifi North and South. What they and some say, and so eto yenim.
We somehow there our copy in Sibiato or pure water. And see, Ogodi was important pure water. No, I'm the not to be brave. And so I can't tell you there, I'm an important robber. Not on Fingum. There's a good one in Sim, that's it, or to top of my or the Nazi bread. And see, mama, them, if you go poke so they are going out on pure water, or Sanentan. Asama bransi ebisani moton pure water no anye opokuni de asenye de nti ano ye akaskasa wo mutim but wo man pure water ngo binsunu egu mu koi nti am do koi na no akasa na opoku emi zo opoku oh sorry izi neti sana awose kan bafu pa se no botom nti abransi se bi Okodu ne brother hono na tede o chetre asonu ma chance stay ne brother yi ana ebizo pokutua no ho ntabansi da no da o wori hwede obi sana asam no ba ba da na o na se kan no ko da
Abusafo we DSP Paul Ankan ono police commander Asutifi North and South and I didn't see we and so eto yenim and what you know na Lebra oye na Juma SHS2 student this kan akwo no ekuno ne wofa your friend Ura Seidu one so den sam to dwa so obesra asem na aba no ya na areho na on de ade a wosre ene se aban ane mpanimfo se se asem na ya aban asem omundi asem no asem atentene emu
asem asem nyamse kan na kure aya medishia ene se se wa aflimu na de mehwehwe afri aban ne apresifo enkyene se asem wo ya asem yakasa asam de ye dane yeboa e se onipa efiri mu a nya adekotwa e ade a esopa nti de efe yahwehwe afri aban ene apolisifoɔ nsɛm ne sɛ wɔn bɛyɛ asam no pepe babi asase ye de to no yɛmfanto.
Enti sɛdeɛ asɛm no esi ɛkɔ ɔsɛ ɔbɛsɛ mpanimfoɔ sɛ baabi asɛm no ɔsɛ yɛde to no yɛmfa ɛnto ɛno akyi no yɛwura mu nso so ɛwɔ assembly member wɔn nso ɛwɔ ɛyɛ Asaman electoral area owura Stephen Ba nso ebisa no nsɛm kakra bi ɔno nso de sei ɛto yɛn nim.
ɛwɔ nsi bi a ntɔkwa baako na mmienu bi tumi esi nipa no bi ntam de but ɛnyɛ to extend sɛ obi atwe kan awo obi anaso obi atwetu abo obi da we know the first time I see was amaya you go so here ni musa assembly ni be yes na be ya script sensem betimi ejina announce
enti assembly no sɛ deɛ ɛbɛyɛ security ho nsɛnsɛm enso ebetimi agina ne naso ɛwɔ ɛhɔ no mami ko Facebook Sarah Pinzo I say good morning good morning to you Sarah I hope everything is fine God bless you for your lovely message thank you so much I'm supposed to say oh my God apart from ayira samia eba me de ho nsem abrewin na me gusua ehwe semenya sa message na me de to me platform ne so no ba me gusua ebo me ho modern menya sei obehwe a akoye mekun say owe emofra enanu ada kasoa asema esi wo ho ya areho ese yadwen nyina youth na wo Ghana no mo na adwen aye say akonfo we TV station so enti fa we bra ode 5 pound ba obenya 100 pound ode okay gen kwa Ghana cedi nim ode 100 cedis ba obenya 20 that's 200 Ghana cedis ode 2000 Ghana cedis ode we ba be say did youth na dream but yen kwa homa ne so na yen ni nkomo ne hwe so se nyame asem mu kura no akonfosam ene sa niema no na bibi say esia ekwan bai na etwa se ye fa so Prophet Michael Opoku Chematin yawe praise worship center ono NS of Penia Nyankropon edino aduano na yenhwe na yenno eni enkomo Prophet good morning
Ken
Prophet Midrisa anopa bibia boko
Ken Nyankopon adom no mpa bo me ho ye wo Ghana pa na UK fo nyina nso ho te se
oh nyame adom anopa yi ye ho ye pa sanse ne no ye biebie ye niam kakra atututum barbering shop hairdressers ne sanima ne ye bia tumu a say me free ha mitino me bamba ba bi ba fie be yi me bate wo se me ko barbering shop na me ko twa si kakra and so hoti Prophet na ye hwe amen yeah to so prophet na ye hwe enanu ada ensem a esi ewo kasoa ena o hwe yen TV station awodo a ewo on my Ghana baby abefa bia akonfo ya jeso afa baby bia akonfo na de tan kura na sanse film esa lotto numbers no obe na obi e de color blue ade pada bia afa nanim se bedi lotto number obi se fa sikabra bedi sika gari ene e kaka ho prophet we e koso ewo yen TV stations awodo no ye hwe akonfo sam ne kura pese nyame asem mu na se nipa de ne ho bagima enkola 16 ne 17 years akoku akola 10 years ede ne kwaji sikaduro
Ken ewi ase no Ken ade a wonyamichi na ochi na ade ba akwa me pese ye te ase ne Ken asema wo kan ho se ye hwa ade bi o Exodus chapter 20 verse number 3 ekwa o se e ma ye nyame foforo bi anka no e ma ye nyame bi amfa o se nyame bi a wo nsuo mu o wa asase so ana se nipa nsa ana adwuma na se abodi bi e ma ye nye sa ye emfa na de wo ye sa de onu nyankopon no o hye wo ne na busua ase enti no second wo hwe mu a
abosom som ne yade ye onyankopon na chiwade na okay verse 4-5 for now ose oye nyame nunkumfo a won enti obi ka se oye nunkumfo a which means onyankopon no oye nyame a ompese obi ne beche na ni onyam abosom som yade aka nyankopon aka ho asem said the American Exodus chapter 20 verse number 3 coming downwards Proverbs look so nini na ya de aken eye onyankopon achiwade a ompe ba ken die empoka ya sem bia eme de pa o say omo de bonyani ebere no tase wiase neoma na ni wu achi de wa mra ba eden aba abeti enu nti se wo hwe de ekoso na sa nkrofo ni nyina de omo kra akwa bonsam ena so omunye sika ni wie nso a omo nche na omo awu tumo se ni wu achi de wa mra no abefa eden edi na se ken ade a onyankopon aka wo esa do se eye na chiwade aden na nipa di akiri yen hwa ade bi ken osi wiase ni mo de dodo nyina ye nyankopon dia ade ba ko minim ni se ipa empe se obebre ena nipa ni twem awurade ye nyina pe quick money onfo betene tv so se ne bra na me se ne bra ken omo ya za omo nyina ya za togbo se ho anwan kidnapo se ne nsemo aba wo Ghana ha ne ken ano edene e bia na UK ponte unim se oma wo ba ne hono mo a ken me multiple bo ma wo ba ne hono mo Ghana ha on se owo o kwa akra udu lenda do a oma wusi na wa paka ayese wo kopo bia no sa akwa ni mu na wo
okay
na ken ukoduru ne hono mo a unim ade a oye oya na wa ma wunsu te pa ko dware the moment I will wear a could no man and call another child naked picture. It's the old child naked picture. Now, Master or son who realized or yes, or the name already. So I know I can't say what do naked picture in another Bible thing. I won't say 80 or naked picture now. What wrong when I watch your naked picture? Maybe I will your bow for. Maybe I feel the family. Over say. Odu naked picture ba bet na radio so TV so abi e na se sika na onte ye no waje adi but ken eye omo antene e no mo de da nipa ni panzo so pere ken hwe enkora ya de esi hwe ade ba kwa ehunu no o se so nipa yesa yema ni moja mu na tifi ken yema ni moja mu na tifi na eye ayade a eye no me ma awon toto aso menye nyame popro bi ampa menka moja wu na hwe se enkola mielu munyi ni 17-18 etimi akoche akwala eku no before so meku akwala na yesi atna no mo ka wo an ka to wo ne se ebeduru Monday na ni sika aba enti akwala we ya gina wuru se o temi to range over enti mi ko kunipa na me de ni moja akwa ko pesika eyade a ekoso no wo Bible tin na ebi echi nipa bepe eyade a nyame asem ye nokore nipa bepre ne ho e wo sa anwoma no ba ken me pese nipa yo ade bi se according to Proverbs chapter 30 verse number 11 Proverbs 22 verse number 16 Matthew chapter 6 verse number 24 Proverbs 23 verse number 4 to 5 Proverbs 11 verse number 28 ken me pese tie fo a ATM UK ni Ghana wi asia fa na nyina emfa asem ya ko take ya
Okay. You try say yen sabe kanona ya sign a day a year profit assign atusubiu yen hwe say network no e hard drink kakra ti yen hwe so for GN Radio UK no waso guso a wuti ne anopai ubitimi de eye o messages no stella aba wo Facebook ye be kinkan and so the amount ene anopai. Hello prophet.
Ken Proverbs 11:28
okay
Proverbs 11:28 o said you dey ne ho to na hunya de yeso no na hunya de yeso enti ken aden na ne wonipa ede ne ho ato de wo so na ye jai wo nyame ken e very dangerous e very serious so say enkwala nketo amienu we tibi hu say ye peka enti wo say ye ku obi na ye be ne ko pesika ken ye wi ase ko no e ma ne nyo nwanwa ade ba ko amini ne second and the only penny brem on say men yamifo be ampa. Enya se nyame bia ewo nsuo mu anasa ase so anasa ade bia woni pade na nsaye na me nyame ye nyame nunkufo eti moment obeka se nyame nunkufo tre se on pese wo beye bibi fufuro bi aka ne ho and na ken ye wo different between mempe any michiri mempe de it may be say ebi ene na me call no jollof tie na me mpe jollof but e kira metumi yadi but we so de o se michiri na se oye taa de na e ma me de no me ba awon to aso so na me fa wo mu nyina esai wo mo enti keni say ye hwa ade a Exodus chapter 20 verse number 3 e ba na e kana ye hwa ade bi se me so mbo so mo a me ni ho no mo ba na nanom na me de ba fi ho e be ye no me ama masebo
yeah
It's very dangerous. Very dangerous na ewu. But I never come the person who be as they say. If you are saying your man, you pray, you must see na you be jawako. 80 seconds. Na kwa kwa jisikadru. Na me da amenda. Me ya so dey mean to me ye. Na ken nipa me ye pray mo sa me nipa hume. Ene se me twen ewurade. Because also o ya de woni beremu. And o ye man ye pe ne nyame so. Ken o ye later. But I never call any second, any friend of fighting spirit. Fighting spirit. And when any penny second or fighting spirit, who knew we as yet? Who may be a move, you wait until the time because according to Genesis, Abraham and I changing the ever friend Israel. Can I am friend your friend the Bible say, and now I hear a buffon. Catch your buffon says, we sit down here and my own. Now, our dear friend of fighting spirit. Bible say obofo no konya ma na basa ehwaye so oyiro obofo no buta say ade eche o se de ade se wo hira me o se wo kra ye proto boni bia no se de bi ye be fro Israel asekere ne se ododo etiken hwe se no ade e friend fighting spirit he fight with the angel ade ba compest ni pa bi ati atemi say Bible say enye ye ne ye ni mo na ni moja na ye ni wi mo tumpo awo bode ni atabirichiri otimpo mo ayemfa ye ni hu o na ken ebe ye den no ni petimi anya bra twen wade ye me pese me kan se bi ati according to Exodus Moses can say bi o si onyame se wo hu ne ya nkwa if your presence are not going with us we are not going ade ba kon be so ni pa bi ati asem say pray for the spirit of God to lead you to move with you because ken adwuma ye ya so fukumen ken onim say nyame adom say de onim nyame gusu pejaye ba ken eduru ba bia wo onamu eden yo be di kura eden yo be she kura eden eduru ba bia wo hwe ye ko meetings atoko ko bi de data mu na wo nam pom ken onim say but ni nyina mu no ya wade e fe fighting spirit aye hu ni say ye timi chine mu a enkunim bie beba ken so beta de efe ka de efe ken
Prophet, ma misa question we. Question amanfo enso eta bisa pa. Omusi satamwa. Akwasi broni emfa Bible ma ye no na yesum ye nyame bi dada. Sa abosom ne ye nananom ne yesum dada. Iri enti na akwasi broni de ne Bible aba. Enne ye gya sa mamre ne amane na to ho. Na ya fa akwasi broni Bible no enko ana ye di so. And I'll say, dear, I bet you aka fa ho.
Ken, Yamin Shra, any question, Ken, yes, Christ to buy or the tone and yes, Christ to buy party as was or the tone and
yeah.
That's what he has or the tone and now, or the tone and or Basse or the man Marani Muago, near your access, I am Marani Muago. Ken, according to Judges, as according to Judges, chapter 6, verse number 25. Judges 6:25. Bible say Eradi Nyankopon kasa kire Gideon say Gideon ko me na me soma onyame ma ne bofo kasa kire. O say ade eche the same night anajo no onyame yi ne ho adi kire Gideon ka kire say Gideon obetimi akọ na wetimi asosidi a afode bo chi abi wo papa na o ma mi ki ade se wo ko bubu sa afode bo tia no antra bo wetimi apema ko wani eni enti na onyame ka sa na sa na no mo ho na fight it Gideon ma me ne papa ne nabusia but na omuni hu kumi a ombe ye hu adwuma ba essence na Gideon kura honhom a eye onyame honhom nti onyame kyerɛ Gideon kwan a ɔmfa so obetuma yi ne tie fi saa apam no ase enti ɛyɛ nokorɛ sɛ Yesu Kristo bae no nti ne mama quotation sɛ according to Judges chapter 6 verse number 25 coming downwards and the Bible say na Gideon sɔre anadwo no osuro kurom ɔfo kentie bi o na osuro DJ Manos no osuro kurom ɔfo enti no ɔsɔre anadwo ekɔdwiri afɔdebɔkyea no na ɔkɔɔyɛ no afɔdebɔkyea no ntumi anko ama no ho enti adeɛ kyeyɛ no ana kurom ɔfo bɔ kyenko ɛbae na ɔmo sɛ adeɛ asi deɛ ɛnyɛ obiara na ɛbɛyɛ sɛ ɛyɛ Gideon because ɔno na di nyame foforɔ bi aba ɛna ɔmo kɔɔ Gideon so Bible say Gideon papa ka kyerɛ ɔmo sɛ sɛ nka afɔdebɔkyea no betumi ako ama ne ho a enka ankɔ nka nye mu nipa na mobɛko ama no sɛ ɔmo sɛ akwasi buroni edi nyame foforɔ bi aba kemi pɛsɛ me busa sɛ da bɛn na nsuo tɔ a bosom gu awie mu betumi asesa ne ho akɔgu dan mu da first question na me de ma wiase no ken da bɛn na nananom na yɛte sɛ ɔmo abɛgu awie mu no sɛ nsuo tɔ ɔmo betumi asɔre akɔsɛ dan mu da ken da bɛn na saa nananom na yɛka no ɔmo kataayɛ ɛyɛ asase a yɛte so yi no according to onyame asɛm no ɔsɛ asase yɛaso n'etie m'anum nsɛm ɛna ɔka Revelation na Bible say na ɔbaa ne nyem na ɔkɔ akɔwo na asase boa no enti asase a yɛte so yi ɛkasa ɔkasa kyerɛ asase a etie ɛnu nti na ɔmo pagya nsa kɔ kora ɔse otwa bi ampɔ yɛkyerɛ wo nsa yɛma wo nsa asase yaa tie me enti ɔnso odi kan frɛ asase sɛ asase ntie no na asase na onyame bi tumi akyem na responde na atie no ɛne nti na onyame asɛm si baabi a mode mo na bɛti me de hɔ bɛhyɛ mo nsa enti asase no a ɛwɔ no yɛwɔ abɔfo a ɛte asase so yɛwɔ onyame abɔfo a ɛte nsuo mu yɛwɔ onyame abɔfo a ɛnenam wie mu yɛwɔ onyame abɔfo a ɛte nnua mu ɛne ɛwɔ ahohombɔne a ɛte nnua mu ɛno nti na ake ne sɛ ɔbɔnefoɔ de obi sɛbrɛ ɛde kɔhyɛ nsuo mu a sɔfo bi tumi ka sɛ meekɔ nsuo ase akɔyi ama wo ɛyɛ abɔfoɔ no a ɛhwɛ nsuo so no na ɛkɔyi saa adeɛ no ɛde ba enti adeɛ bi a bɛka kyerɛ asase biara no asase bɛyɛ because of sɛ onyame ama yɛ asɛ sɛ yɛtumi kasa kyerɛ asase enti sɛ obi gu nsa kasa kyerɛ asase na asase ɛpɛfɔme miracle a ɛno nkyerɛ sɛ ɛyɛ nananom na ɛyɛ
Okay. Prophet Medawasi na me pese the same topic we nyame ya adom ochina ye beto aso because a broad topic you see amount for class and send more questions here the aba ye breno aso anisa tino nyame ya adom ochina nyame ya adom what time yi de emma ya abre na abre bi di nyame ya adom ochina me pese nka ye beto aso
mini problem you better was na you make a chere etie ku say ma obi a ma ewiase na ada no said you can at least na ma Exodus chapter 22 verse number 20 Exodus chapter 20 verse number 3 to 5 Matthew chapter 4 verse number 10 Luke chapter 4 verse number 8 Proverbs chapter 13 verse number 11 Proverbs chapter 22 verse number 16 Matthew chapter 6 verse number 24 and second we quotations in the mighty na apam foforo what I say enya pam dada it is all that them say apam dada na no mo hono apam foforo na Jesus Christ buy no according to Matthew chapter 6 verse number 24 no okasa fa sa anyoma no enti no ye meka kire wi ati nyina ne say mema obi na ada won kan kire wo say Brofo the Bible be aba eye doctrine bi a no ama na nanom wo eye nokre but na nanom dwuma bi timi sesa no ma no but ade a onyame so ompe no na ompe dem be dem ka kire wi ase nyina ne se yentwe ya adwene emfiri sa no ma ne so na yemfa ye ho nto onyam se ne ye onyame asem ni ken ma so onyame ahwe ma ki nyame bi se nyame ye great ken where you are now se nye onyame a unim baby a wufiri unim de nyame de chewa wutumi di hene ma ne yeye unim amamre ne amane a na sebe oye ba ke ni nyina mu no ebre so se uhia moa no o consult onyankopon without onyame no ken ka untimi nsosidi na mente there's a boss mo nkasa but ye nyankopon kasa ken I will get time to explain that na me no be kasa asase medase pa na ebipa ati ati se mate ken enti me de nchia ekoma ya we praise worship center manina sanso na me chia before Dr Roy sanso na me chia Royal House Chapel me papa ba ko bi wo no Foko Williams kentin ko no nsene
okay
me chia o mo chia en Solomon Yakin na we de mesrew Jumedi bi da yanim enam yenu bi Evo Foundation
okay
that's what so be advert na shoot advert no studio now they are sending na ye dey because they say
only problem they made in komo only problem
ukuada ya wada ye
okay
so ye ne ya ma me be tena
mate
yes start you na ye ko bi na me be
mate vera sa
pa ya ni kra obi ya ni kra wo so ken
nyame insha amen ebsa for prophet Opoku Chamantin ena eneno eri enkomano pay efa niema ekoso my Ghana mu akomfo no fa we badi we na sesi abusafo mo Facebook menemo movie ako Facebook sesi na ya hwe stations ni bi hwe stations ni bi sesi e Facebook okay me bawo mami aha eti enne da so ewo Facebook no eti abusa for me be sorry ya no se wo app ne so bra Facebook se si na be hwade mpa cha oba share my very good morning to Richard Mafo. I say good morning. Oh, Richard, morning. Also, GN Radio is number 1. Thank you so much for your comment. Ebusa for your other television channels which promote scammers, fraudsters, juju, and occultism in Ghana. Ebusa for the chaguno. Oh, app and so abra Facebook says here, GN Radio UK on Facebook. Ochina, you signed the bro. Major for TV. Time almost as saying now eba ZTV nana abrowatia Tender TV Sikagari Azepa TV Abapa TV Aflawo TV Obo TV STV Salam TV Channel 45 Sewa TV Akasanoma Star TV MN TV Boss TV Virgin TV Best TV Edinkra TV Kumawu TV Sagni TV NTV BTV Hennes TV Nest TV TV Magic Sewa TV Shelter TV Star TV Passion TV OK TV okay. Ose Chrome TV, Rainbow TV, ABC TV, Channel 45, Soul TV, Royal TV, Omamba TV, Obo TV, Obo TV Plus, Sanso Ena, Root TV, Days TV, Test TV, STV, TV Universe, Ena Frama TV. Anyway, TV stations are for all any TV stations are a promoter for media ne oheneba nana kwakubu ahen obetimi aframe Dr Minox when I'm tena mu GN Radio UK GNAM show yi ebre wo nyame adama ochena yes I better between the hours of 8 to 10 ewo GN Radio UK so nyakopon shraw na onka ho oma woda no enya wo de na bibia wo ye bia oma no enye yi uko Facebook eye oheneba ewo Facebook Twitter no eye at oheneba at Dr Minox Ghana and Instagram is here at Dr_Minox Instagram. Me ba chaw o hit me o follow me me follow back na be answer to me I come Yakopon shaw na on kan ho me da say bye bye